Learn about systems of equations, and this is the third method. All right. Okay, so we've already learned about graphing and substitution. Take a look at this problem, and what do you notice about this problem? One's blue, one's purple. Yes, that's true. What else? Look at the coefficients. Wow, this one has a coefficient of 2. This one has a coefficient of -2. In this situation, it is prime and perfect for doing another method called elimination. Let's walk you through it. So we're going to line these up together, okay, where the x's are on top of the x's, the y's are on top of the y's, and then the constants are on top of each other, and the equal signs are on top of each other. If we add these together, look what happens, 2x and minus 2x. So 2x minus 2x, that all those x's cancel out. And now we're going to combine our y's. 3y and one more y is 4y's. Combine the 20 and the 4 and solve for that y, and you get 6. Okay, so just like in substitution, when you get one of the numbers, the x or the y, then you got to substitute it back in. So then that's what we did over here. So instead of y, we put what y was equal to that we found. And now we have a two-step equation where we can solve for x. So subtract 6 on both sides, and then divide by -2 on both sides. And so your solution is 1, 6. Okay. Now let's actually work some out, right? That's really fast when all the writing's done for you already. So look, we've got the situation that's perfect for elimination. That's what this method is called. Did I say that yet? Oh my gosh. Elimination, like you're eliminating one of the variables. Okay, -4x and 4x, when you combine those together, they cancel out. Beautiful. They turned into 0. Now I have a -2y's and a +8y's. So altogether, that's 6 positive y's is equal to -12 and -24 gives us -36. Okay, so we basically added these two equations together, right? We added those and they canceled. We added those, they were 6y. They added those, they're -36. Divide by 6, divide by 6. Y is equal to -6. Okay, so my solution so far is -6. But remember, I need an x value too, so don't stop here. You're only halfway done. Remember, what we're looking for is a coordinate, an x and a y value that satisfies both equations, that satisfies the system. Okay, so -6. I'm going to take that -6 and I can put it in right here, or I could put it in right here. I like to avoid negatives because sometimes I make mistakes, so I'm going to do it in this equation. So 4x plus 8, instead of writing y, I'm going to substitute in the -6 that I just discovered. Okay, 4x minus 48 is equal to -24. Add 48, add 48. Those cancel. 4x is equal to a +24. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X is equal to 6. So my solution is 6, -6. And if there's 1 point, that's a 1 solution. So, solution. Oh my. There we go. So you know that whatever these lines look like, they are crossing, and that one spot is at 6, -6. Okay, because the graphing method is kind of easier to notice this. Okay, now, again, our x's are lined up, our y's are lined up, our equals are lined up, and our constants are lined up. And these two just cancel each other out. Boom. So now I have 8, 9, 10 y's. And then I have a -30 and a +20, so that gives me a -10. Divide by 10. I'm solving for y right now. Okay, I got an answer for y. I like to come over here and start and just write my answer. my half of my problem when I find it. Y is equal to -1. So I take that and I can substitute it in right here or right here. I guess this time I'm going to do this one. -4. It does not matter which one you do. You will get the same answer for x no matter which one you plug it back into. As long as this answer is correct, then that should be fine. Well, I ended up with a lot of negatives here. +2 + 2. -4x is equal to -28. Divide by -4, divide by -4. X is equal to a +7. It always makes me feel better when I get integer answers, but you could just as easily get fraction answers, and it's okay. That doesn't mean they're wrong. One solution. Okay, so that's that kind. You should pause if you want to write that down, because I erased it. But you can always pause your video. Okay, now here, a few adjustments are needed. So I have two of the same coefficients here, but they're exact same. If I add these together, I'm just going to get 4 y's, and I'm still going to get 15 x's. Ugh, that's not going to work because the method is called elimination. We need to eliminate one of the variables. So how about if we do this? Let's multiply this whole top equation by -1. Okay, so -1 times this. If I multiply -1 times all of those, I get basically the opposite of them, right? So I'm just going to write them under here. -7x, -2y, should make it better, x, is equal to a -24. So I just changed all the signs. That's legal. You can do that. As long as you do the same thing to everything, then math says it's okay. We're big on equality here. So when these combine, they cancel. And now I have 8x's minus 7x's is just an x, is equal to 6. Wow, I'm done. I found the x. So here's my coordinate. I know that my solution has x is equal to 6. Now I'm going to take that number and I have to substitute it back in. And you can choose either one of the equations. I guess I will pick the bottom one. So now I say 8, right? X, which is really going to be 6 now, so that I can solve for the y, because you can only solve for one variable at a time. Okay, that's 48 plus 2y is equal to 30. You might watch this video and then watch it again, but pause it before I do the math and do the math yourself and see if we get the same answer. That would be a way to study. Solving, solving, solving. Y is equal to -9. How could I check my answer? How could I make sure that I didn't make any little mistakes? Well, you could type this into Desmos, and look at this spot over 6, down 9, and that's where they should be crossing. And if they're not, then you did something wrong. Of course, if you typed it into Desmos, you pretty much solved it yourself anyway, but still, teaching you the real math, even if you don't use it. Okay, now with these two, I need to get something to match and have like the opposite coefficients, right? So I wanted this one to be like a -4. That's not what it is. So I've got to multiply. Here we just multiplied through by -1 and we switched this so it was a -2 and a +2. Over here though, you could multiply by -5, and then that's going to put a -5 right out here in front of this, and then those will cancel. So now I'm going to rewrite the top. And now I'm going to multiply by -5 and write it right below. So now I have -15x, and I have -5y is equal to a +20. Okay, when I combine these together, I'm going to get negative 11x. Those cancel, yay, because I can only solve for one variable at a time. And then I get 33, divide by negative 11, divide by negative 11. X is equal to negative 3. Great, I'm halfway done. I got my x value. Now take that and plug it back in. You could plug it into this. You could plug it into this. You could plug it into the one that you changed. The easiest one, I think, is plugging it into this one. So I'm going to say 3 times negative 3. See, I'm substituting in for x, negative 3, plus y is equal to negative 4. Negative 9 plus y is equal to negative 4. Add my 9 to both sides. My y must be equal to positive 5. And again, one solution. That's it. That's how you do that. Oops. Okay, so yeah, if you have two equations, it's a lot of writing here, but basically what it's saying is if you have two equations that are like y is equal to whatever it's equal to, they're both written as y is equal to, then use the graphing method. You're already set up for it. If you have one of the equations is set up for y is equal to or x is equal to, and then the other one's like in standard form or something. Okay, if you have this situation where one of them is already y is equal to, then substitution is a good method. If they're both already in standard form, so if you're already set up in this situation where it's like these two are going to cancel, then that's when elimination is the best method. So, oops, I always have to press the arrow. Okay, so which solution would be best? Hit the pause button and think about it for a second, but I'm not going to pause. I'm just going to say the answers. So this one, they're both y equals. I would use, pause that button, think about it yourself first, graphing. Okay, for this one, all I'd have to do is multiply like the bottom one or the top one by negative 1, and then these two would cancel out. So elimination, which I've been demonstrating today, that would be the best method. This one's already set up, so y equals, you can just take this, plug it in for y, and go to town. That's substitution. And that's the end of this video.